Uh, a lot has happened, like within the past hour ish. I shall explain soon. Greetings. My name is Brian. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. Happy holidays. I've been saying that for. Have I been saying that? Anyway, it's Friday of the Friday before Christmas Day, meaning Christmas Eve is on Sunday. I'll be here. And this is about the time of year where everyone suddenly is like, vacation, holiday, ooh, finally, and all that good stuff. People like that. People like to not be working. If only they could just not work as much. What a novel idea. Anyway, the thing that has recently changed that I tried to, I don't know if the word is adapt to, but it was this. See if I can highlight it. There it is. Patrick Greeny, what have you done? So suddenly, there are 50 new KillCo Whiskey Musing memberships that have happened. And I absolutely know I didn't get all of them in my very, very, oh, so sudden need to try to update the memberships and the thank yous at the end. Really just should say thank you for the memberships, Patrick Greeny, and a few other people. But yeah, you may or may not have a new membership. Welcome. You're welcome. Thank you to Patrick Greeny. Magnificent bastard is a good thing in my world. So, magnificent bastard. Thank you. What a nice holiday surprise. Not only to me for getting the memberships, but also it is a gifted membership to the people who watch the channel. How wild is that? I love it. I love it when stuff like that just kind of clicks properly. It just clicks in general. Let's see what's going on with the chat. 5 fingers, high five. Hello. Sugar Kitty, yo. Hello. Kathy Huey, hello. Happy Friday to one and all on this day of days. Andrew Butler, hello. And Zenboot, hello. KillCo Hood of the donation pants. Yeah, right? That was what's good. The only real good thing for me personally was I didn't have this program that I'm using to do this thing on because it would have gone off 50 times. It did not. But I'll let it happen once. Let me see. I know I saw a name on here that I thought was funny. There we go. Let's see if I can get this one to replay just once.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Julie L., also known as Julia Lake. Julia Lake. Julie L. Julie Lake, who, if you don't know, has their own channel. I haven't seen her in a while, but now she's a member, so she has to come back. Is that how that works? I'm not sure. Mama KillCo, hello. Welcome. Hope you had a lovely day of resting and recuperating. How's the bed, the mattress? Oh, the mattress. I'll get started here, don't worry. Music Maestro. I spent more time today with my brother than I have in a very long time. But because I had to just make sure he was fine. He had a procedure done, and he couldn't be left alone, and the stupid BS that happened because they changed the appointment time and everything. It was wild. It was quieter on my end. There we go. Let me know if that's overriding my speaking, because I tend to mumble horribly. Barry Bros and Rud Dalhuini 13. Do it. I mean, if you want. Alright, everything seems to be functional on this end, and we're back. Day 22. How are we almost done? What has happened? I want to say I feel like I just started. I don't feel like I just started. But it's amazing to me every year how I do these, and the month of December goes, and suddenly it's 2 days before Christmas. Or 1 day before Christmas Eve. That's even more disturbing to think about. It's tomorrow and Christmas Eve. Brother arrived Tuesday, then 2 full weeks. Oh my god, that sounds terrible. I mean, I hope you'll have a great time. You can do brotherly things and drink whiskey. What do you do in New Jersey? New Jersey? I keep forgetting where people are. Sure, you're New Jersey, right? I've sent things to you, but my memory is, as you know, not the best. Yesterday, I believe I was bamboozled by an Irish whiskey, so let's see what they're gonna mess with. I haven't really talked a lot today. I'm starting to realize that. See what's next. There. Got it. This doesn't look right at all. Seems like it was just Thanksgiving. Yes, exactly. A whiskey from the vestibule. Hold on. I didn't say that already. I don't believe I did. So, yeah, and the past 2 months are the wild ones for me. If you've been here through that time, you have a good idea. November, Pancreatic Awareness Month. December, Advent Calendar. And bringing a little bit of attention to the seasonal affective disorder awareness, which is the thing. I've experienced a little bit of that on top of everything else I have, so that's been exciting. If you're a new member, you can listen to the podcast now and find out exactly what I thought. Huh. Look at this beauty. That is beautiful. That's borderline mahogany. I like it. Again, it makes me think of bourbon. Quality bourbon. Quality bourbon. Slow legs. Let's see what we find, shall we? I'm being rushed again. I know. This is Friday. You don't have to get through it as fast this time. Okay, immediately I thought it was a bourbon, and then it did a weird, like, head tilt shift. Acorns and tree bark. It made me think of corn, but that... What was that other thing? Sandalwood? Sandalwood incense, not like actual sandalwood, like the incense. Mama KillCo guesses bourbon. We'll see. I'm conflicted now. I'm starting to lean towards an American malt. It's got that dustiness. Like you entered a room full of wooden furniture and no one's been in there for a very long time. So slightly musty, slightly dusty. There's a sweet thread. I can say there's a vanilla. Wild. Music's too hot and loud on my end. Stop. Need background. I can hear you completely. Okay, they just got a good one. They got brownies. Oh, brownies now. Damn you, damn you. I'm at the point where I want this to be a malt. The palate might help. But at the moment, I'm torn between a bourbon and a malt. And I swear if this is another weird rye, I'm still going to drink it. What if I did that for a upload stream? Just went, huh. Huh. It's an option. I'll pretend like it isn't. Okay, I just got a thought. Yeah, it's a cheap grocery sugar cookie. And not like the nicer ones, like the crunchy, like, why did I buy these? They're falling apart and crumbling everywhere type. Do it, Zendude. I have some of that behind me. I might join you later. I'll think it over. I do have a long list of samplers in front of me that are just like, when? That's all they do. They sit in front of me and go, come on. Hey, you. I'm sitting here. I don't know why they have that attitude and that voice, but they do. Alright, let's move on to the palate. I'm confused here. What? That didn't help. We pushed it towards malt. This doesn't seem like a bourbon to me. It's not that spicy. It's dry. It's not as sweet. And if it's another, it's another one that's like it's from a different country. Oh, I feel like I'm fighting the flavor box sometimes. It's like, what are you doing today? What is it? What are you throwing at me this time? The proof didn't particularly hurt me, but I got very distracted by the taste. Hold on, palate. 2 hours next. The texture's alright. It's a slow spice build, but just barely. It kind of just does that. It's mostly... It's making me think of a chocolate malt. I don't really like the chocolate malts if a malt is made that way. Malt whiskey, I should say. I am perplexed. More. It started moving around like it was mouthwash. Yeah. Nice peppery spice. A little cinnamon. A little dry. I thought of walnut again. We'll go with cocoa powder. It's this weird... Don't make me think of rye bread. Don't do that. I'm thinking of a dark loaf bread, but I don't know what kind it is. I do not have enough bread experience right now. I can think of rye bread, but that doesn't feel right. I'm thinking of that kind that's all brown on the inside, but nice and soft and delicious on the inside. Maybe I just want some food. I might be hungry. Actually, I just realized that. Mr. Great Shot, hello, cheers. Welcome to Dash. Happy holidays to one and all, whatever holiday that is. I know the very popular one around here is coming up very fast and leads into the end of this, with a special guest popping up on the Christmas Eve. So keep that in mind. And most importantly, you're coming up to the pumpernickel. That sounds right. Yeah. That sounds right. I don't remember what pumpernickel tastes like, but that is what I was thinking of. Thank you. I got distracted. This is your last chance. Very, very last chance. As of tomorrow is the last day for you to enter the silent auction to have a private tasting with Irene Tan. That really is all I should need to say. You will be able to taste whiskeys you will never have for the rest of your life, in all likelihood. So if you haven't entered, if you haven't placed a bid, remember, you don't actually give money unless you actually win. So the higher, the more likely you're going to get a chance to get it. That's how these work. I've never had to do a silent auction before, so this is kind of rocky ground for me to incentivize all of you to have an interest. But the main thing is you're not actually giving the money when you put your ticket in. It is how much money you will bid for the price of this tasting. And I can only say that the higher you put a number, the more likely it will be that you will get it. And there's no actual financial cost until you're the highest bidder. It sounds simple, but it's really confusing. I've never actually personally done a silent auction because I don't, like, like, what number do I even put in there? I don't know. How badly do I want this? And that's mostly, like, how badly do you want to actually do the tasting? And I want to do it pretty badly, but I can just drive over there, and I'm already whiskey som. So, it doesn't really count for me. Red press cast strength whiskey from the vestibule. Give it to me. No, I'm good. Mama KillCo knows what I'm talking about. Thank you. That's a great one. I have to not get rid of. That's a horrible word, but I like to finish off the cast strength I have because that bottle is the reason I haven't bought another one, or haven't even looked for another one. Because it made me angry. It was not great. I have a very high bar for Redbreast, so when I buy a bottle of Redbreast cast strength, thinking this is the best stuff ever, and pour it, and it's like, what? It put me off for a little while. Still love Redbreast. If you saw this week's video, you will know I really enjoy Redbreast. And that PX bottle is sitting right there. Touch. Delicious. I have to make sure I don't drink too much of that. It's one of the very few bottles in my collection that I get it. I'm like, please stop. Please don't drink another. Stop you. Stop it. Stop it. That's not true. I've actually shared some with some people for the holiday season. Because it's that, like I said, it's a holiday whiskey. It sure as hell is. Don't think I won't go and buy that other bottle. If it's still there, I honestly haven't checked. But I believe I got enough people saying do it to encourage me to make poor life decisions. So thank you. And we just got a whole bunch of memberships. So that should help. Ugh. Wait, I haven't done the math yet. Oh. Yeah. I'll have to look into that. I just realized the dollar value there. That's not... I'm not going to think about it. Back to the whiskey. This could be a weird rye. I'm trying to build off my learned, renewed education, we'll say, while doing this, is that if I get a significant amount of spice, there is the possibility it's a rye. I'm not getting all the other cues of a rye, though. Like, I should be experiencing some kind of black licorice or eucalyptus or something, but I'm not. It's just the spice, and that's enough. And the other thing is the palate's okay. Like, the texture of it is something I like. But it is not super high. It's not like, oh my god, like yesterday's really good. Oh, Jesus, that was good. This one, it's quality. It's good. Oh. Mr. Great Shot, thank you. Let's put you over the line, get the PX. I mean, thank you, yeah. That does help. A lot. There it is. Thank you very much for that. That's a great shot. You were encouraging my bad life choices. One of the very few bottles in my life that I want to have a backup bottle already. However, you have to realize that it's a special release, and this is very likely one of the few times in my life that's been a thing. In truth, like completely. I cannot think offhand right now of a bottle that I wanted to buy another one because I knew how limited it was. The only time I did that recently, not with the same intent, was when I heard rumors about the Evan Williams single barrels disappearing from the shelves and only being put in Kentucky. So once I heard that little rumor, I bought two of them. I have one for me, and the other one went out to, funny enough, someone who lives in Kentucky. Ouch. Oh, there we go. Oops. Do not put your Glencairn next to your mouse. Don't do that. That was a moment. Log a 16, like a 19. Is there a loggable 19? Ugh. Excellent choice. I say excellent choice to almost any whiskey, unless it's one I particularly dislike. And I don't even like Lagavulin 16 that much, but I know how popular it is, and I know how much people enjoy it. My dad likes it too. For me, there's something about it. I haven't looked into it either, because I don't have a bottle of Lagavulin here. I know there's something about the type of peat, is what I seem to recall, that wasn't for me. Which is weird. Like, it feels weird to not like a certain peated whiskey. But you know what, Mr. Great Shot? You know what that means? More for you. That's what that means. For all the people who don't like a preferred whiskey, you get more of it. That's how I think of it. Who used to poor life choices? Yes! Bad life choices. I like it. Yeah, well, I put it down for a moment, and I don't usually put it on the mouse pad, but I just did for a moment. It grows on you. It's not a bad whiskey, but it doesn't really send me down any of the hallways I'm used to seeing. A little dry, a little chocolate, a little cocoa, I should say. A little spice. That's the thing that's lingering right now. Yeah, it's peated, but it's not Lafroig peated. And it is one of the few, like, peated anything scotches I can say that it's not to my preference. But thankfully I have so many others that are. It was a surprise to me to find such a popular name brand chased after whiskey and then try it and be like, eh. However, caveat, I am memory bank wise, well, it's not over there anymore. I am memory bank wise, thinking about the Lagavulin 9-year that I got with the Game of Thrones. That was when I tried. I was like, wow, what is this? So at some point I will have to do a lineup. The 9-year, the 16, and I believe they have another one I'm interested in. Is it like a Guinness finish? Something along those lines? I've heard about a lot of whiskey, so my brain no good for things like memorizing the stuffs. That's not bad. Still not my preference. I'm leaning into a malt, possibly some peculiar rye, but it's not like anything I'm used to getting. I swear, if you're from another country. Good, because I got to try it. Lager 19 Filial for some years ago. I know what you mean by saying Fazile. It's that. It is a gateway whiskey, I will admit that. For me, it was Lafroig. Me and Papa KillCo is Lafroig. I don't know why I want to do this, but the Offerman edition. Yeah, I've heard of the Offerman edition, but I thought they did some kind of Guinness finish. Or am I thinking of something else? I know Jameson did a stout cast finish, but that's not what I'm thinking of. I've had that one and I like it. I'm thinking of specifically a Guinness one. Fish eel. Shield? Shield. Shield. Fish Isle! Let's find out what this is, shall we? Before I hurt myself. Product of the USA. 47.5%. Does that mean it is an American malt? Find out. Booklet. Come to me, my dear. Lagavulin 8-year. Awfully expensive. Sorry, that was loud. Lagavulin 12 special edition. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, good. Yeah, it was a. I remember. I knew there was an Offerman, and I'm thinking of a Guinness finish, and then like, there's the Offerman Guinness finish. Like, well, there it is. Fesheel. Thank you, Sugar Goody. Thank you, Zambud. I'm never gonna say it right. But isn't that part of the Island Festival for Isla? Something like that? I have very random information in my mind, and it's usually not all quite as clear as I want it to be. Yes, that's the one. That's the one I'm thinking of when I want to try that one, because there's a number of things. The Nick Offerman thing, haha, yes. The Guinness finish. I do like a Guinness. I know there are better types of that beer out there, but if I'm gonna go somewhere and I see a Guinness on the tap, I will get it. Unless I see something else I like just as much. But usually if I see a Guinness on tap, on draft, I'll get that. It's a thing. Speaks to my heritage. I was just talking with my brother Kevin today about our shared Irish heritage and how alcohol has a very distinct impact on our ancestors. Alright, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm turning the page, by the way, so let's find out what this is. Hopefully not botch it up. Seriously? I was wrong. Except it was, my initial impression was right. I'll always find a way to be right. This, my fellows and fellowettes, and everything in between, is the bourbon. Surprise! But what kind of wonky ass bourbon is this? We're saying the color of this is 20 orange. 20 orange, not tawny. 20. It's more fun to say it that way. How do you get honey out of this? Oh. Tobacco. Got it. That's a good one. Sorry, I'm looking at the notes. The notes they have listed here are honey, mint, brown sugar, spicy, cinnamon, vanilla, oak, sweet, tobacco, high wire distilling, Jimmy Red straight bourbon, 47.5%. I do like the percentage, which may explain why I like the texture. Maybe. There you go. Honey, mint, brown sugar. Why the brown sugar is a skull, I don't know. But hey, spicy, cinnamon, vanilla, oak, sweet, tobacco. There's the bottle. There we go. IY Distilling, Jimmy Red straight bourbon. I like that straight. Wait a minute. Oh, that means 2 years. Sorry, my brain just had to do a thing. Straight bourbon. So 2 years at least. It could have gone longer. I mean, the color is great. I don't even know where this is. That's the other thing. If it's in the United States, where? What kind of climate did this to you? You're freaking me out. Yeah, I like some. Okay, good. I had some reason why I thought it was Ireland. That was it. No. Yes. Good. I'm glad my brain had some kind of random information about that. Oh. Yes. You felons out there. It's appropriate for all of you. Haven't tried the 8? I have the 9. Oh, and of course, take out your phones now. Pause the video if you must. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll get you the more info about said whiskey, aka bourbon. Well, I'm glad I initially thought it was a bourbon, but I bamboozled myself because this doesn't drink like one. Not even close. If this drinks like any kind of whiskey I have had, it would be more Knob Creek style, which is not the one I prefer. I have many other bourbons I prefer more. I don't hate Knob Creek, but if I had a choice between Knob Creek and a bunch of other whiskeys I like, Thanks, Sugar Kitty. South Carolina. That's a warmer climate. That's 2 years? Oh, minimum 2 years, actually. That's what it means, I think. I wonder if the warmer weather there just messes with it. Is it? Have you even been to South Carolina? Anyhow, my point is... What is my point? Damn. Was it muggy there or any kind of weird weather in South Carolina other than being hot? Like hotter than where I live. Certainly warmer than Scotland. What a weird... Alright, help me out with the notes. I need to put them... Mom was right. She said bourbon. You got it, Mom. Thank you. At a glance, she knew. At a glance, I knew, Ma. You didn't get here early, but I said it looks like a bourbon. Because it does. Whenever I see a whiskey that looks like that, my initial thoughts are bourbon or overly colored Scotch. But usually I try to lean towards bourbon first. So I got cocoa and brownie. I don't know if you can pick up the creaky noises my keyboard's making. If so, I'm sorry. Cocoa, brownie. I said bark. No, I did. Bark. I did say vanilla because there was a little bit. I said corn because there was this weird, obscure sweetness. I gotta say my memory's a little better today than yesterday because I don't know what I said at all. Dusty wooden furniture, thank you. Oh, thank you, Stream Elements. Smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. The Autobot has spoken. And also, I should do this. There. It's magic. And go away. There we go. Dusty wooden furniture. Yes, yes, yes. Dusty. You know what? I thought I was going to put this thing to work. It's mostly empty now. I might as well use it as a freaking desk. Dusty wooden, I'll just say wood. Furniture. Cocoa, brownie, bark, vanilla, dusty oak furniture. Spicy, I did say spicy. Pepper and cinnamon, yes, yes, those are spices too. Pepper, cinnamon. I did say cinnamon roll for the one yesterday. That was really good. It says tobacco here, but I never actually said it out loud. How do you get mint on this? Please. What are you talking about? A lot of these sweeter notes are just... I mean, there's cinnamon, there's spicy, there's vanilla. I could clarify as oak for the wood impact that I was getting, but... corn sweet? Or just corn? I think it just said corn. Close enough. Maybe sweet corn. Hey, that makes more sense. Let's leave it corn. Cheap sugar cookies, that's right. Thank you. Sad part is, that means I've eaten cheap sugar cookies. You put cookies in front of me, I stopped getting very picky. 5 for your scoring out of 10. I don't particularly like it, but I don't particularly hate it. It's just not my style of bourbon. Bonus points for percentage or proof, and texture is pretty good. Palette, interesting, but not my favorite. Not to my preference, but still interesting. Still enjoyable. You see me, I'm still drinking it. So far there's only been one in this entire box that I had to turn into a cocktail and turn it into an old fashioned. Just one. That was very likely the lowest rank. Oh yes, and as far as the color goes, here's the color chart for all of you. Whatever you think it is, I thought it was tawny orange. Or what they call tawny orange. I have disagreements with this. Use me fingers, get out of the way. Oh, there's not much left now, but see what I mean? It does have a good orange hue to it. Hey. Cocoa brownie bark. I said walnut. Did I say walnut? Or did I say nutty? I think I said. If not, too bad. I said walnut. I had that the walnut thought almost like the same time I thought of just bark. So maybe that leans into oak. I said acorn. Thank you. Get out of my head, Edward. I was thinking about the nuts. Like, what was the other one I said? Acorn. Yep. An acorn should be an implicator for oak to me. I need to work on that. If I even think the thought of acorn, that means I'm actually thinking of oak, which means wood impact, which means very likely. bourbon. Not always. That looks pretty good. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Total of 12 tasting notes there. It doesn't really matter how many I make, but that's the 12 that I have at the moment. If there's anything else, speak now, forever hold your tongue. Or keyboard. Or whatever you're watching this with. Not bad. Not bad, not great. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Part of doing this is to find interesting whiskeys that I've never tried before, and guess what? This is one of them. Certainly didn't make me think of bourbon. Ooch. But still enjoyable nonetheless. Now to figure out what to pour next. I'm still finishing this one, but I need to figure out what to pour next. I'm tempted to pour this one for a number of reasons. But the most obvious reason to me of why I want to pour this next one is this. Wait for it. Well, I fixed it. This label keeps popping off. Alright, fine. I will leave you alone until you do it again. I just fixed it before I picked it up, thinking it would fly right off. It hasn't done so. This is a Springbank Rum Cask Matured, aged 15 years. ABV 51%. From a certain Jimmy Jazz. If it does stay on there, I'll be very surprised. The other one I'm looking at, however, which caught my eye today. This one, by someone who may be in chat right now. I don't know if I'll like it, but I'm curious to try it. Lovely signature here. Come on, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. There we go. Springbank, cast strength. 12 year. 54.6%. I can read this handwriting, unlike my own. My own handwriting looks like god-awful. Oh, actually, I can show you. If you'd like to see what my tasting notes look like and why I can't read them. It looks like that. Words. It's not even cursive, because the cursive looks worse. That's the stuff. Good old water. Can't go wrong. That's a loaded question. I would say it's a different state. If they followed all the bourbon rules, it's bourbon. That's how it works legally. And it doesn't fall out of category of types of bourbon I've tried. Like if I ever get a bourbon of this style, it makes me think of Knob Creek. Because if you ever had Knob Creek, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't like it like I do. If you tried Knob Creek and just went, meh, then you understand where I'm coming from. But if you're coming from the angle of, oh my god, Knob Creek's the best, you may love this. So as far as my thoughts on it, that's it. But as far as legal terms go, if they made it to the legal standards of bourbon and call it bourbon, then it's a bourbon. There you go. And I'm always interested to see other states making whiskey. My little stickling point is, when you say bourbon, people immediately think Kentucky, and then they think, oh, it's only made in Kentucky. Oh. And the easiest way to fool them of that is like, have you ever had Jack Daniels? And they go, yes. You say, okay, that's not made in Kentucky, and it's bourbon. You want to call it Tennessee whiskey? Okay, it's still a bourbon. It goes under the category of bourbon because of the way it's produced. But you can also call it Tennessee whiskey. I don't care. I should say I don't care enough to argue. But it's also the easiest way to make it known that there are bourbons out there that are not from Kentucky. That's it. A lot of them are known in Kentucky. That's the big part. Oh, I'm ready for a nap. Actually, I'm ready to eat some food. I haven't eaten in a number of hours, and I should have eaten earlier, but I didn't because I like to leave my palate clean-ish before I do a live stream. Tends to be a problem. It's like, I will eat later, and you stop the stream. It's 8 o'clock. Oh no, I mean it's 9 o'clock. Ugh. And I also don't know when I'm going to eat. That's another problem. Yeah, I haven't gotten that far yet. Figure it out. Delightful. It does grow on you. I still don't love it, but I definitely don't hate it. That's why I got a 5. It's a very neutral feeling for me. Do I seriously enjoy it? No. Do I seriously dislike it? No. Would I drink it? Yes. Right now, I would drink it. And I certainly wouldn't shy away from it if someone just handed it to me and that was the only thing I had. I wouldn't be upset. I would be looking for something else for the next pour, but that's okay. Remember, everything here is personal preference, and you're listening to only mine. The only way you're going to know if you like any whiskeys that I try is if you try it yourself. And I always encourage people to go to places that have a leaning towards a whiskey bar. Not your basic. You could start with your basic bar at a restaurant. They do have whiskey there. And the easiest option is to get a Jameson or a Jack Daniels or a Jim Beam. Something along those lines. If you're a beginner and you're curious, that's where to start. Just make sure you say neat, or else they will put it on the rocks in all likelihood. So make sure you say neat. And just sip away at it, slowly, carefully, like it's a hot beverage. Otherwise you might hurt yourself. Going straight into hard liquor is not as easy as it sounds, unless you're doing shots. And then you're doing it in a manner that is not indicating that you would like to further enjoy the whiskey in a different way. You don't want to experience it in a way that is conducive to it being a hobby and for enjoyment purposes. If you were drinking it that way, you're drinking it to get inebriated, which it will do if you drink it like that. This is the incorrect way to drink this. Another. There wasn't really that much left for the record. Part of the channel. This is the incorrect way to drink from a Glencairn. Gotta clear it. Sometimes I wonder with this thing. It tends to, if I click on some chat and leave it up, leave the comment up here, I feel like the chat doesn't move. And then when I unclick it, it goes boom. Suddenly I've just missed a bunch of stuff. Yeah, same thing. Scotch is Scotch is Scotch. Bourbon is Bourbon is Bourbon. There are certain rules they have to follow. If they don't, that's not what it is. Like if you have a malt whiskey in America, it's American malt. And I believe they've just started to categorize that specifically. And all they did, what I feel like all that they did, is copy-pasted bourbon rules. They just took how it had to be 51% corn to be bourbon, and went 51% malt to be malt. I don't know if that's true, I don't remember. Whiskey from the vestibule. Funny you should ask. I just did a tasting of a number of barrel choices, bottles, last month. But Irene Tan has a pick of a barrel. I don't remember which one it was. And they had one of their reps show up and pour a whole bunch of other stuff. I didn't really like most of them. Although I did end up liking the one I thought I didn't like, which was very confusing for me. The Seagrass. I don't know if they do different batches or something, because I was convinced I would not like that one. And then I found out all the ones I didn't like. I'm sorry, I found out the one I did like was that. And all the other ones, I don't think I really tried them anyway. I didn't really like. Irene Tans, though, I believe I liked. I don't even know if I tasted it. I might not have. I don't remember. It was a month ago. I can't remember yesterday very well, so there's that. It'd be funny if you said seagrass. Ah! I don't know if I had the rye. I just remember seeing seagrass. Oh! Ooh. Okay. Oh, decisions. I feel like I should say something wild and crazy. Wild and crazy. Oh, I have that, don't I? There will be a special pour for Christmas Eve, so keep that in mind. My next door is vacuuming profusely, as she does. Let's see. That's empty. That's empty? It's mostly empty. Nom, 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 nom. I don't really like it. Thank you, Steam Elements. You still work. I love that. I set that up myself. Oh, wait, I didn't do the thing. Hold on. Ooh. Highlighting this again because I have to click on it. Boom. And can I highlight this? I will highlight this, but also the important part, other than that happening, is this. A message from Patrick Greening to all of you and all of me. Merry Christmas, Brian, the lucky new members, and everyone else. So, I'm glad I remembered that was there, because I almost forgot. There's no way to like that, is there? I don't know how to do that. Okay, we'll just leave it alone then. And again, if you haven't entered the silent auction, can I highlight that? No. Okay. Oh, wait, can I? There we go. Haha. Last chance. Pin comment. Link below if you're on the replay. You have about a day. I believe I said initially that I would cut off the bids for the silent auction as of Christmas Eve. I hadn't said when on Christmas Eve, but it'll be before I actually start the live stream for that day, for Sunday. So that. Smoked? No. Smoked maple flavored will not tell you. That is not the one you want to try to figure it out. I would say find a bar that has Knob Creek on the shelf and try it then. Because I wouldn't say buy a bottle, and I would absolutely say that the flavored one won't cut it. You're not going to figure it out from there. It's adding what I think their bourbon is missing by adding a flavored sweetness to it. Because I don't think it's very sweet. I haven't had it in a minute though, and that's one of my favorite things about this is I can always go back to it and try it again. Like, do I still not like this? Yes, I still don't. I haven't done that in a very long time with Dalmore 12 and Macallan 12, but I have done that more than once. So I'm fairly convinced that hasn't changed. All right, let's see. We got some completely. I don't even know what this is. What is this? A Bull Run. I don't know what this one is. Do we have a mystery one? Hold on. We have a mystery one. This must have been the other one Bourbon gave me. I've held on to that one for a while. Ah! That's right. I have this one. That'll be coming out to be poured on Christmas Day. Can you guess why? Hold on. Do it. I know it's here. I know it's about here. Do it. Do it. Do it. Killed Showman, Makirabe, Cast Strength. Christmas 2020 release. 58.6 ABV. So this one is going to go directly in front of me. For now. So hopefully remember to drink it on Christmas Day. Oh, look, the label's coming off. Well, that's just... for whatever reason, the labels don't like these. Anyway. This is what I'm talking about. These are the ones that are encouraging me to drink them because they keep coming undone. But I won't. I made my decision. I've been curious about Springbank. I was looking into the Oswas, Online Scotch Whiskey Awards, recently. And mulling over those bottles because I feel like it would be in my best interest as someone who has supported the Oswas for the past, well, since they started, I believe. It seems like it was a while ago, but I'm honestly not sure. 2 years? 3 years? Anyway, it would be in my best interest to check out some of the bottles that have been awarded. And one of them was Springbank. Springbank actually did very well this year. So I thought, in this moment, at the least, this would be a good choice. Plus, the one who gave me the sample may be here still. You know who you are. Let's see what I think. I feel like I've had Springbank before, but I don't really remember when. I might not even like it. Let's keep that in mind. And this is a hefty 54.1. It's either a 1 or a 6. Probably 1. Here you go. Really? Did Lo-Fi just throw a earworm at me? Because suddenly I was thinking, Feliz Navidad, and I do not know why. It came out of left field. Okay. I don't know if they colored it, but it feels like they did. Maybe not. 12 years. Oh, yeah. That's a peaty devil right there. Only a little bit. We're heading towards the... what is it? Talisker. Talisker Oban level of peatness. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for being here. We got about 10 minutes left, but felt I should start this now before I go and make some food. Which means putting something that was in the freezer into the oven. Wow. Yum, yum, yum. That is a little, like, pop. That was a pop of spice and a little bit of fruit. Ugh. Doesn't drink like the proof. This is dangerous. Leaves you wanting more. It's a little dry. Alright, good. I do like it. I was concerned for a moment. Like, oh, this won all this awards. I hope I like it. And I do believe I've had Springbank before. I just don't remember. Don't remember when. In all likelihood, I may have tried it in the vault. Problem is, when you go into the vault and there's so much whiskey around you, it's hard to make a choice. And the worst part is, if there is a worst part, you feel limited to a category. So if I go into the vault, I don't feel like I can go from a bourbon to a peated scotch, or vice versa. Like if I have a peated scotch, I won't be able to go back to a bourbon, or go to a bourbon next. It won't feel right. I won't be giving either category their fair share. So even when I do go in the vault, I feel limited. Like space sides and space sides and lowlands and that kind of thing. You feel like you're stuck in that category because if you go too far the other way, you won't be able to go back to something else that's similar. What I really need to do is try to go for the Japanese whiskey, but for whatever reason, they decided to put the Japanese whiskey way up high. So you have to get a ladder. And I don't particularly like going up high on ladders or ever going up past where I could break something from falling. So that makes it difficult. But I have a nice little selection of Japanese whiskey, thankfully. Oof. Oops. Make sure nothing's happening there. Okay. Oh man, that's something good. Hot damn. Woo! I feel good now. I'm getting a plum vibe from the Springbank. It's absolutely some kind of dark, like a cherry or a plum. I like it. Mixed in with a little peat, a little ash, a little spice, a little pepper. And this very lingering dry, but not so dry that my tongue feels dried out, if that makes sense. A little leathery. Oh my gosh, what's that? I'm never gonna get a Springbank 12 in my life. Cast strength, no, never gonna happen. And I'm okay with that. You know why? Because I get to try it right. And my collection needs to be whittled down, we'll say. Again, you are seeing a fraction of it in your eyeballs. There's the bottles over here that need to be reviewed or haven't been reviewed yet. Need to be reviewed. Haven't been reviewed yet. Or are backup bottles. I have a few backup bottles just by circumstance, really. I never decided on many of these. But I ended up getting more than one somehow. And then you see this right here. What you're seeing here is a small fraction of the bourbons, a small fraction of the ryes, and then that's it. There's a whole other shelf. It keeps going. Top shelf is all bourbons. We have rye, Irish, Scotch, and Japanese whiskeys, all on the second shelf somehow. And then the bottom shelf is starting to get full up of alternate types of liqueurs and literal bottom shelf bottles. At some point, I may do a video about like saying my bottom shelf bottles, just so people know, because Macallan 12 and Dalmore 12 are down there. They are bottles I do not look at and do not touch, and are very likely covered in dust right now. No! Zenbu, you're gonna have to come down here, and we'll go to Buskers. I don't know if they'd have it, honestly. Buskers or the East End may or may not have those. Gotta check the menu. Ma, yeah, Ma, you're here, maybe still. We gotta go to Buskers next week. I want to do it. It's a good time to go down there. Also not a great time because of holiday, but... Dovetail Bourbon and Infinite Barrel. I think I've heard of Infinite Barrel. I don't know if I've ever tried it. I feel like I might have, but I'm not sure. Oh, I'm so tired. I didn't really sleep very much last night, and then I had to get up earlier than I would have cared to. I would have woken up anyway. I am weary because I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm not getting enough sleep because I keep staying up later than I intend to. Go figure. Maybe I'll get some good sleep tonight. I feel like tonight's going to be a go to bed early night, even though it's Friday. I'm not as young as I used to be. I go to bed at 10 p.m. on a Friday night. That's not true. That'll be 1 hour after I finish this live stream, so that's a no. I'm usually up to midnight, and that is what I've been desperately trying to make my bedtime. Bedtime being a key word. Because I like the idea of going to bed and falling asleep-ish at a time when the days decide to end too. Get it? So the day turns into the next day, perfect time to go to sleep. Leaving Wednesday for Boston. No. Tuesday it is. Awful time to go anywhere. The day after Christmas. We'll figure it out, Ma. If we don't go next week, we can go next year. Why not? I just wanted to go to Buskers for a while. I don't know what Dad can drink anything, so it also makes a problem. I will go there by myself if I have to. I just wanted to talk whiskey with Lauren for a little bit. Lauren? There you go. You guys can meet up for brunch, or lunch, or dinner, or whatever people do over there in Boston. I say the traffic's awful in Boston, but Providence area has recently become problematic with driving. For reasons that aren't really important. It's just local BS. Stay tuned. Expect great things on Christmas. That's what I should be doing tonight, is doing some editing. Fudge. I can't record anything because, well, I've a few sheets to the wind, as they say. I may try to do some recording tomorrow. We'll see. There you go. At 9 o'clock. Wow, that happened when I blinked. As always, live long and prosper. Do not forget to be awesome. And I will see you out there. Okay, bye. Thank you for joining me on KillCo. Wait. God damn you. Wait. I'm going to correct something. I thought I had this set up, and I'm not going to end this until I have it proper. Hold on. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Wait. This is probably one of the weirder endings this month. Let's see if I got it. Oh my god, the creme brulee. You know me. I want to go back for the creme brulee. Wait for it. See if this fixed it. There we go. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.